we go. Okay, here we go. Boy, I'm live right here at 4717 14. 4714, everybody. Now listen this. This street used to be the North Loop. I mean, this is how long Mr. Lloyd have been here, out here in Cashmere and Trinity Garden, 51 years. Lord, how did you manage, man? I mean, you done seen so many changes here. Tell me just some of the changes you done seen here since your 51 years here. You know, and the good part about this, I've been servicing Mr. Lloyd here at Lloyd Grocery Store at 4714. Well, when I was servicing him, it was called Kelly Street, what it is today. And I have serviced him. When I first started coming out here in 1971, I was servicing him Budweiser beer. And then that same year, I went to work for Frito-Lay, and I was selling them Lay's potato chips. And the following year, Lord, I know I was changing jobs like you were changing shirts. I know. And the following year, in 72, I came out here and started selling them Miss Berry's bread. And then that same year, I left Miss Berry's and started selling you Rainbow bread. And that Rainbow, we had first position, so therefore we had to talk to the manager. And that's when me and you really connected. And man, it's been a good friendship because, Lord, man, I always wanted to tell you thank you so much, because this man left way out here in Trinity Cashmere Garden, and every night when he closed the store, before I opened up my grocery store, with the help of him and Chef's Grocery Store and Jaeger, we can't forget about your man Jaeger. Yeah, and Jaeger, they the one helped me open up a grocery store out there in 3rd Ward. And every night when he closed his store up, he would come out there and check on me and help me put up my groceries till I got my grand opening. That's just how close me and Lord got together. And then I came after I closed the store up, Lord, I went to work for Blue Ribbon Sausage. And what do you know? I came out here again, servicing Wayne, selling sausage. And here it is, Wayne, I'm so hyper and thankful, man, that you let me do this. Plus, it's so much history here at this store. Just like your employee said, he's been with here 5 years. People from all over the city have came in this store to see this Lloyd's grocery store still standing.
That's right.
It's still standing, and everything is still the same. The meat counter the same, the grocery the same, and Lord, you ain't the same. You the same person. And Lord, one thing I know about you, you still a Chevrolet man. He been driving Chevys ever since. And Lord, man, just imagine, Lord, you've been here 51 years. And when you first got here, what was the address here, Wayne? I mean, Lord.
4714 North Loop.
Okay, see, they hadn't even changed the street name.
What it was one side was North Loop and the other side was Kelly Street.
Okay.
Now it's all Kelly Street.
Okay, when they built the 610 loop.
Well, I don't really remember.
But you remember that it changed over to your side and your address, no longer the 4714 North Loop. Now you're 47714 Kelly Street. And everybody that lived on the other side, which was the even numbers, they was on Kelly Street, and all the odd numbers over here was on North Loop. See, this is history I didn't know about. The time you come in here and the time that I started servicing you, it was a wine garden. I'm gonna just show you how much how much history I got coming out here servicing you in these 51 years. Cause you opened this store up in 1966. If you've been here 51 years, you know, I know, hey, you've been here so long and so many raw salesmen, so many customers that you have helped. Even grandkids, you had help. Even great-grandkids, you have help. And you still here helping people today.
And then where wine gardens was down on Kelly and Lockwood, there was a church there.
Mm-hmm. That was a church when you moved out here in 66. Wine Garden 90, which was right down the street. Today is Fiesta. That lot was a church.
It was a church.
Okay, so now on Kelly Street was Key there, with y'all? Because I remember servicing you, Key, and there was a Chinese store that was next door. It's gone. Right. And then, by this time, when I came out here, Weingarten had already opened their store up. That's right now is Fiesta. Got that same lot in that same building today.
And then Lockwood dead end, right there at the railroad track.
So Lockwood dead end at the railroad track.
Didn't go through.
Okay, so in other words, what it's saying is that Lockwood was dead end right there at the railroad track. Okay, that's part of Trinity Garden. So that was the end of Cashmere Garden and the beginning of Trinity Garden, right there at the railroad track. And that's so much history that's out here in Cashmere Garden that had never been told. And it ain't too many drive-in grocery stores that like Lawrence around today, because most of the grocery stores today, Lord, they mostly got gas pumps.
And the city limits stopped right there in Lockwood.
That's far as the city would go. So anything after Lockwood, they annexed it.
And then, if you rode a bus, you had the Pioneer bus line that started from Lockwood on out.
Okay.
In other words, the city bus just went, to Lockwood.
Okay, so the city bus would go down North Loop, or would it go down Lockwood? Can you remember?
It would go down Lockwood, I guess.
Yeah, and then it would turn around. Right. Because you was here in the grocery store, you running the store. You trying to wait on the customers.
But you had the Pioneer bus line that took them all.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly. And the Pioneer Bus Company was also a black bus company that didn't go into certain areas. So in other words, if you wanted to go out to City Gas, or you need to go out to Citywood, you would have to get off the Rapid Transit, which was the city bus, and transfer, because the Pioneer bus did honor their transfers. So you would have to get off the bus there on Lockwood, and at that time it was North Loop and Kelly. And then you would have to transfer to a Pioneer bus to go out to City Gas, Trinity Garden, and also Citywood. Now, that's history. And this is something that we young people have always wanted to know and have been asking, Lord, when is we going to do something on the YouTube, on the internet, that's going to explain about Cashmere Garden and Trinity Garden? And I'm so honored, and thank you so much, Lord.
And the buses, the city buses was orange, and the Pioneer buses was green.
Okay, and now none of them buses had no air conditioning. No. And when you opened this store, you had AC?
Yes.
You was one of the very few stores that had AC, because most drive-in stores had open doors and they didn't have no air conditioning. So in reality, you was one of the first grocery stores over here on Kelly Street that really had a air-conditioned building. Yeah, I mean, I didn't figure it out. I'm only going by the facts. Because later on, did you ever know Mr. Key and them at the Key Liquor Store and the Key Grocery Store?
Yeah, in other words...
was they here when you got here?
Right.
They was here.
I can't remember his name, but his son got killed. And when his son got killed, that's when he give it up.
Okay. Because, see, when I was servicing you and Key Grocery Store, he had the liquor store and the grocery store. And the Washington in that same building. And the original Cashmere, which you was here when they opened that school. The school was a brand new school when you moved here in '66. It was a fairly brand new school. It was a junior and a senior high school. They hadn't built the Cashmere over there on Lockwood yet. No. And to see all of this history go right here, Lord, and be part of this history, that's why I'm so grateful and thankful that people on Facebook and YouTube can see this stuff firsthand. Because we don't have as many grocery stores like we used to, we was raised up in 3rd Ward and out here in Cashmere Garden in Trinity Garden. Why we don't? What happened to them, Lord?
Well, that's because the city started the occupancy permit where you had to have a grease trap and all your electrical goods and gas and all that be inspected. And if you didn't have a grease trap, you couldn't sell meat no more.
Okay. So that eliminated a lot of little grocery stores right there.
Right.
Well, places where you used to come in and buy you some sliced salami and sliced summer sausage and cheese. Okay, all right.
Right, and I was lucky that I had
A grease trap. So in other words, really when you got into this grocery business, you had already prepared really for whatever the health department might need.
right.
Yeah, but other little grocery stores didn't have grease traps. They had to wind up folding up and closing themselves and going out of business. Okay, and then therefore all of that business went to Lloyd's supermarkets at that particular time, which was like Weingarten and Kroger and these Lloyd's supermarkets, because these grocery stores like you who served meat, y'all didn't have a grease trap, so therefore y'all couldn't sell meat. You know, because I look at that, Lord, and being out here and going through some of the things that you were saying, I look at some of the stores like Delight that used to be one of the big stores out here, and ABC, and now they closed. The only one that survived the cut was Coleman, and Coleman was the #1 store. And they almost going on one leg and another one coming out. So, I mean, it's just amazing, man. And with you being here, as long as you've been here, that's enough right there, man, because you don't have the property here. You've been here so long. And nowadays, property is high. Leases are high on properties. So I really think you had 3 customers. Now,
Every evening they would come here and meet.
Joe Green Riley. Was his nickname called a stick?
No, that's the butcher. He's talking about the man above him.
Oh, right, let's go.
He's one of the 3 guys that come in here every evening to meet.
Oh.
And all 3 of them has passed. He was the
All
last
3
one
of them
that
passed away now.
Okay, so that's Landry Thomas.
Yeah, he's the last of the 3 that used to come here every evening.
Oh, wow. And he had been coming here since you almost opened, hadn't you?
Right.
Long time.
Oh, wow. Long time customer of yours, boy. Look at all the obituaries. See, this is what you don't have today. People that works in the community. See, Lord have been in the community. Look at all these people have bought their obituaries by here. Just for him to keep. Boy, you know you strong, man. You know you working in the community. When you get people of your customers after the funeral to come here and say, I want to put my mother, my brother, my sister in Lloyd's grocery store with all the rest of us people who have passed on in Cashmere Garden. When you can do something like that and represent the community like that, that's what we need today in our society that can stop some of all of this shooting and killing and fighting among each other. Is more leadership like Lloyd, who have came in this grocery store. Not only did he make money, but he gave back money. And he's still giving back money. And sometimes I used to say, when I used to come in here, Lord, I used to say, how in the world, Lord, make money? These people ain't going to pay him. And every first of the month, they be falling out in line, waiting in line to pay you their money that you had gave them credit for. Am I right or wrong, Lord? I'm a witness of that myself. And you would give them credit. You would extend that credit until the first of the month. And every first of the month, they came in and paid you like a slot machine. Those were the people that during the 50s, during the 60s and 70s and 80s. Now today, the people that, and this guy right here, Lord Gene Riley, they used to call him the Stick, and he's one of your butchers here, Lord? Wow. And all of these are your customers that you've been doing for the last 10 years. Wow, man, that is fantastic. And you say you had a brother up there, young lady?
3 brothers up there, Ogletree. I got 3 of them up there.
All right, what was their name?
Frederick, and Tree, Ozzy.
Okay, what school did they go to? Did they go to Cashmere? They part of Cashmere Round?
Cash around.
What year they finished that up?
74.
1974.